Welcome back to MLB Network here. I'm here with Alex, Gus, and Jake, and we're going to be talking about our surprising teams for the second half of the 2024 season. First, I'm going to send it to you, Jake.
Well, I really like the Toronto Blue Jays to really make a second half push and maybe attempt to make the wild card game. You see, the AL race is really just between most of the teams in the AL East, and then you have the Twins and Guardians, whatever happens in that division, and you have teams like the Rangers and the Astros. I think the Blue Jays, if they could climb up the ranks in that AL East division, that they could sneak up and take an AL wildcard spot.
Well, that's what I call a foreign take. Alex, what do you think?
We might be in Chicago, but I'm still going to go with the Cubs. They're coming off 2 wins in a row against one of the best teams, if not the best team in the MLB, the Baltimore Orioles. They looked very good, too. It wasn't really close. They destroyed them in both games. Great pitching from Shota Imanaga and Jameson Taillon. I think if this offense can get hot, I really don't see a lot of teams stopping them because this pitching staff, they got an amazing big three, and when Assad comes back, they really have a big four with Taillon, Imanaga, Steele, and Assad. And I really think they can go on a run just like last year.
Gus, what do you think?
I'm going to say I have 2 picks that I think can go either way. The New York Mets and the Detroit Tigers, both young teams, and the Mets have been on the come-up ever since the past 20 games. They literally won, I think it was 13 out of their last 14 just last week. And the Tigers, I've seen how good they can play. They just need to put the pieces together, and they can definitely be a second-half team and make a playoff run.
You know what? I'm going to take a different team here. I'm going to take a team that doesn't have to rely on a mascot or a team that doesn't have to rely on God knows what. I'm going to take the Houston Astros. They've already been playing good baseball the past month or so. I think their veteran leadership is going to continue, especially in an up-and-down trade deadline. I think that they have the pieces to be buyers. Don't really have much of a farm system. You can already throw that out the window. That being said, we're going to take some live studio questions here. First, we're going to be taking it from a guy in an Atlanta Braves jersey. What do you think?
What are some realistic trade acquisitions for the teams that you guys named?
Gus, you can go first.
So I can see the Detroit Tigers trading away one of their young stars, Akil Baddoo, in the outfield. Absolute stud. All right, you can answer that one.
I can see the Cubs picking up Pete Alonso in the blockbuster move of the trade deadline, but that all depends if they can rally together wins just like they did last season to become buyers at the deadline. Obviously, no one thought they were going to be buyers, maybe trading Cody Bellinger and Stroman last year. But, however, they went on the rallies and they ended up trading for Jeimer Candelario, and I think a similar thing will happen this season, but they will acquire Pete Alonso.
I think that Jake's Toronto Blue Jays, I think that their players are going to have to get their passports ready because the National League is wide open. If we're looking at shortstop needy teams, the Atlanta Braves have not been getting production from Orlando Arcia. That is a perfect fit for Bo Bichette. And there are some countless teams that are in need of a first baseman. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., he fits that bill perfectly. I think that he would be great for a lot of different contenders, maybe even the Houston Astros.
What I would like to say back to my Toronto Blue Jays that I said in this show is I like Garrett Crochet to head up to Toronto, get another arm in that starting rotation, the MLB leader in strikeouts right now. I really like Garrett Crochet in a Toronto Blue Jays uniform. Get his passport ready, Sam, and make him in the rotation of the Toronto Blue Jays. So let's go to a kid in the Chicago Cubs jersey.
Nick
Yeah,
Soriano.
he talks about the Toronto Blue Jays turning it around, and also you talked about Bo Bichette, but for the Toronto Blue Jays to turn it around in that second half, I think it does hinge on Bo Bichette. So what do you see in Bichette this season that makes you think that he's going to be a good player in the second half?
I mean, I pulled a 2020 rookie card of Bo Bichette, and when I think about Bo Bichette, I think that he could be a star in the making in Major League Baseball. He is a player that he has multiple tools. He has the contact, he has the speed, he has the fielding. It's just if he could just get some more power on his bat, he is going to be a stud and a star in this league.
And he clearly has shown that he has raw talent, so I think that he could definitely show some of it in the second half. I know that it's been a rough first half for really the entire team, but I think that they could turn it around.
Yeah, Bo Bichette, we've seen he has everything he needs to do to be a star in this league. He already has proven that he is a star in this league. We've seen a lot of slumps this season from guys like Arozarena, Corbin Carroll, and Bo Bichette is one of those guys who are slumping this year. But he's been so good for many years that I just don't think we can write him off. And I think the Blue Jays have to keep him because they know how good and how crucial he can be for that team.
We've got one and possibly last question coming from a person in the Braves jersey.
Gus, you said that the Tigers were supposed to be an under-the-radar team that you're picking. But then you said that Akil Badu is a person they should trade, an uprising star. How come you said that?
Because think about what teams would want at this time of the year. Teams are wanting some young rising stars, so they can easily trade Akil Badu and get some top pieces like Mookie Betts and that'll do it.
All right, that'll do it for the show. When we get back, we're going to be talking about how the Chicago teams can get some return on investment for some of their players. We'll be right back on MLB Network.